We are back. Another Monday. No, not another Monday. I read the topic. Another morning. That's how it is. I was in. It's interesting. Internet is an interesting place. What can I say, right? What can you say? It's fascinating. Fascinating world. Any suggestions? I'm up for suggestions this morning. Ready to draw whatever comes to mind. I kind of like the whole sketching, like the overlay sketch technique. But also I like the lights only type approach. I think I'll do that today. And yeah, it's fascinating. Hey Sayart, how's it going? What's up? Like I said, it's fascinating internet and social media and how it works. We talked about it yesterday about social media and that we should know how to use it to our advantage, like as a marketing tool. Not everyone do know how to use it, and I think it's very important that figure out how to. Hey Zelin, good morning. Any suggestions on what to draw? Hi Dr. Sheldon, how's it going? Round 5, by the way, just mentioning. I'm up for suggestions. An old goblin or centaur. Another centaur? All right. We got old goblin and centaur. That's pretty cool. It's a good two options. Hopefully some more. Anteater with flame gun or wish flame gun. Anteater with flame gun. All right, that's interesting. What on earth made you think about anteater with flame gun? But all right, anteater with flame gun. So it's a valid topic, I guess. Oh, Dr. Sheldon, that's right. Minotaur and centaur is two different things. That is that is correct. Hey, Ugura, how's it going? The snout can be the flamethrower itself. Oh, Centipetor. Centipetor. What the on earth is a centipetor? Let's do a dice roll. Well, let's see where we end up. Let's roll it. Tuck, 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 tuck. Number 5. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no number 5. There's no number 5. So what should we do? Next one suggesting a topic is dealer's choice. Okay. I choose anteater flamethrower. Okay. Yeah. So um, I just want to mention something. Not to go into particulars, but on the topic of social media, I noticed one thing yesterday. I noticed it many times, but people using social media to create traffic before the main post comes, which is an interesting technique to use. Um, imagine you want to show your latest and greatest portfolio piece, and you want to drum up traffic beforehand, right? Um, you don't want to show your latest work onto deaf ears, right? So what I've noticed a lot of times is that a lot of people, they make like engagement posts to make people engage with them, and then after the engagement, like if there's a lot of engagement, they drop the main post, so that like they've um, the old saying like drumming up, uh, you know drum up the attention. So they're building it up, so they're engaging a lot, they're discussing a lot, and then they're after that engagement they post the main post, which is which is it's a smart way of doing it. And I know a lot of like projects do the same thing, that they like interlace the main posts with um, like engagement posts. Yeah, it's not like announcement of an announcement, but more like, hey, do you like gingerbread? Here's our top 5 choices of gingerbread. And then like a lot of people talk about gingerbread in the discussion, and then they go, oh, by the way, we just released cookie cutter. So it's not like, oh, it's random that they actually have a new cookie cutter, and it's not random that they ask the people about their favorite gingerbread. And I see also artists do the same. Which is, it's definitely playing the game. And you can also see, especially with artists trying to build their community or their following, you will always see them do like what's your, let's say, like, what's your Instagram, post your Instagram in a comment and I will do the same for you. So the person commenting on the artist's posts gets in a way exposure, because there's usually there's a lot of people making a post there, and the artist that makes the anyways, so the original post with the original artist saying, hey, post your Instagram and a comment and I will do the same for you, will get significantly more comments and significantly more followers and significantly more traffic to their account. Yet everyone thinks, oh, we are helping each other, and we are it's a win-win in that sense. And that's why it's a lot of people make that comment like, oh shit, here's my link to my Instagram on this person's post. And comments like make a, or suggestions like make a comment is purely to drive the algorithm up, right? So that you get noticed more, because the more engagement in a post, the more it goes through the algorithm of exposure. So in that way, the original posts get a lot of views and reach. Ubera, yeah, exactly. So in a way, I mean, that's definitely playing the game, and it's things like that. Again, I have yet to do that channel, but please remind me that I should set it up on Discord. A post boost channel. So whenever you have your latest and greatest, you ran it through the gauntlet of comments and feedbacks and improvements, and you pushed this latest piece to the utmost extent of your abilities and the people's feedback and so on. And when you're absolutely finished with it, you won't ever touch it again. You really pushed this piece the furthest. The idea is you post it on that channel, and every person that sees that post in that channel will click and comment and share, so that we use each other to make a larger reach. Zealin, yeah, you don't like it. I don't like it either, but you have to. Kirill, no, I'm just talking in general about tricks people use. Tricks people use to get attention or get traffic to their accounts. And I think it's good that we have to start, you have to start adopting these mechanical mechanisms. There we go. In order to reap the awards of social media, because it is such a massive tool nowadays, and currently only the people interested in hacking the algorithms are reaping the most rewards at the moment. And I think it's important for all of us to force us to engage in it. Because without it, you in comparison to exposure, you will be unseen versus someone playing the game. And it is a significant difference. And the difference is visible by post, but is also significantly visible over a longer arcing time. I'll show you an interesting thing. I found this website that you can track Instagram statistics, and you can see like the growth. If someone unfollows, follows, you can see engagement rate. You can see, like how many you're doing and why you're doing it, and a lot of statistics and things like that, and hashtags mostly used. And then you can see day by day, plus and minuses, and so on. And by doing that, you can start crafting an idea of what you're doing online. But you can also see, like playing the game. And if you do those kind of engagement posts, and then you track the analytics, and you could see that it's a cumulative rise, right? That the more exposure you have, the more exposure you have, and in return, the more exposure you have. So when you're playing the game, you're actually building an audience, and the more audience you have, the higher chance of you um, getting hired, or the right person sees the job, or um, people will know you instead of the other artist. And you two might be exactly the same in skills and artistic ability, but artist X is getting way more jobs than you, and you're equally as good. And you have to start thinking about those things, because the internet is huge, right? And if you want to get job as an artist, you can't just be the artist. You can be, but you won't be in a industry, you know. Bjorn's Workshop, cool name by the way, if I say so myself. Who are you? You're new, but you're verified. Oh, you are the friend of Aki, are you? Or whoever that is, or whoever it was? Yeah, like, yeah, okay, I know. I I remember. Yeah, but yeah, absolutely Bjorn's Workshop. I mean, it is that the way it is, and you can use it as you wish, social media. But there is definitely a massive gain in playing the game versus someone who's not playing the game. Hey, Bubble, how's it going? Weeping Jay, what up? Pro 42. Well, it depends, of your exposure, what you're trying to do, the hashtags you use, the SEO on wherever you have the link to your Instagram. How are you using the Instagram? What kind of post quality do you do? There's so much things to think about, and it's not just Instagram. But like I talked about before, I think it's really important that you like about the post boost channel on Discord I want to make. It's important that you choose your primary platform and you work that platform in terms of exposure the most, and in that way you can attempt to master the algorithms of that said platform. Pro 42. My Instagram is I think about a year old, a little bit over a year old, I think, or two, and I just hit 10,000, and I don't do anything other than hashtags. I don't really promote my Instagram. I just put the collection of latest art, more or less. Like, oh, here's a sketch I did, which is more finished than just a warm up, and I put it on there, and I'm just writing the organic growth type thing, like people reposting my art. That's where I get, I think, a lot of followers. But also, when I don't post every day on Instagram, so people will get that notification when I do update. So all the people who follow me will get notified that I updated some. So but that doesn't grow my reach. It's when they retweet or reshare my post that I get new followers, and the hashtags also add new followers. Like, because like I add like hashtag creature to a lot of them, and there's this bigger groups of like creature design fans that reposts anything more or less with quality that has a hashtag creature. So that's how like accumulative growth occurs with hashtags. My pleasure, Bjorn. My name is Bjorn, so good choice of name, sir. Ubera, yeah, something like a year or two, not long at all. I think I registered it, but I had nothing, you know. And then I thought, okay, let's try to kind of experiment with Instagram and see, how can I grow it. And I grew from, I think, 300 to 10,000 in a year, if I remember correctly. I might be mistaken, but it's something like that. And what I did was, as an example, I went back into my gallery. I should do it more, but I deleted a lot of sketches, a lot of, like, here's my cat and whatever, the things that wasn't relative to what I wanted to be displaying. So any old sketch that I didn't like the quality of, so that when you do go to the profile, you only see what I want you to see, not scroll through bullshit. Zealin, well, I don't know really, but every time I post something, there's always people saying, "Oh, I like this stuff. I'm a musician who do this, or I'm a artist that does that, or I have the company that does this." I always get those in like private messages. So yeah, I would say yes, and more reach, definitely more opportunities, but also it requires quality, right? You always need to you don't need to be the best, but as I see it, as I kind of understand it, is that you always have to try to up your game every post. And if the next thing you post on, let's say in this instance, Instagram, if that isn't better than the previous one, you probably shouldn't post it. So that's a good kind of a quality measuring, right? Like, maybe not post it for the sake of posting it. Kind of think about the quality. Is it better than what you've actually put up last time? If you have doubts, maybe hold it back and work on it some more, and then look at it and go, yeah, this is now definitely stronger than the previous post. And in that way, if you think that, regardless, it's arbitrary if other people think that, but if you think that this is better than the previous post, you are also training your own quality benchmark and your own art direction, in that sense of you do what you want to do, right? And then you will grow your audience with the people that you want them to have, well, you want to have, right? And if you post something that you're not proud of, or you don't like, or you do it for the post, then you're growing your following the wrong way, and you attract the wrong type of clients or potential clients, Bjorn's workshop. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Also, what I heard or saw was that they asked me if I wanted a business account. Does anyone know what the difference of a business account is versus regular account? High CISA. That's interesting. And Pro 42. I think so too, but that's also down to what kind of um, quality your sketches are. And if a sketch gets more traffic, what might be the case is that it's more relaxed and it's a little bit more dynamic, and your more finished work might be a bit too stiff, and people respond to more expressive art than zoomed in, noodled to death pieces. It has statistics. All right, more options. All right, that's pretty cool. Might switch then. exactly what Bjorn Workshop said there, that you're mixing the message. Like, decide the route to take. Like, I went back and deleted a lot of sketches. They got a good amount of like appreciation, but comparative to the more finished stuff, the sketches, yeah, I updated every day, but I doubt it's the right way to do it for my Instagram. So I decided against it, and when I decided against daily sketches and posted more seldom, the following and reactions and reach significantly increased. Dame Deviant, yeah, that I don't do. Instagram bots, yeah, a lot of people also buy statistics. You can buy traffic with bots. I think it's illegal, but it's definitely you can go to like a bot farm and say, "Oh, I want 10,000 followers," and they're like, "Yeah, um, XYZ amount of money, you'll get this and that." Ubera, yeah, and also on Facebook, it's behind a pay gate, so a lot of exposure you only get if you pay for it, and they cap reach and exposure for people who do the free unpaid posts. It's naturally capped, so whatever posts you make that's organically grown and it has success, it is organic growth rather than paid growth. And you can pay to have unlocked reach um, if you want to. But personally, I've never done it. I know a lot of people who have, and it's always paid off. But I don't like the idea of pay to win in that sense. When Mang, all right, that's cool, but you don't pay for a business account, right? It has different tags, it has different reach, it has different function, and I guess you only get business account when you reach 10K plus. Hey, Captain Boats, how's it going? Ow! What's up? What's up, my man? One man wolf pack. How's it going? How's the back, Captain Bows? I hope you're recovering and the storyboards is going the direction you need them to go and everything is good. But again, like you see, like we've only discussed this for two streams, and there should be so much data here that would help anyone significantly to increase their opportunity to get hired. Like it all stemmed from Dado Almeida, my friend who's been out of work for a year, and he's asked me like, "What am I doing wrong?" And I think he's trying his best to reach people to get exposure, but there's something not clicking together. And I think finding the algorithm or the approach how to use the system, I think it's something people need to learn and need to figure out, because it's the way you get hired nowadays. Exposure and eyes on you is the only way to get hired currently for a new artist. I mean, for a veteran, it's more word of mouth and showing what you've done and riding the wave of exposure that way. You know, like, oh, I worked on the Call of Duty. Oh, he's the Call of Duty concept artist. Cool. We're making a military game. Hey, Call of Duty concept artist, would you like to work on our game? But if you don't have that kind of exposure, you got to create that exposure. And if you don't do that, you will never be seen, because there's thousands and thousands and thousands of artists on internet, and they're all good. Like I said, like a long time ago, like the fact that you are an artist on internet already makes you a really, really good artist. And then like the range is that you're already here, but the distance of here is worlds apart. The skill level is worlds apart here. Like this is Craig Mullins, you know, at the top, let's say. But all this down here is normal people's ability to do art. Even people good at art is like, this is the massive amount of people here. And then us who are like hardcore driving to try to get a job in it, we are already great artists. So you should be proud of where you are, even though you are seen as a beginner in the industry. You're already good, you know. You should see it as ammunition to move forward rather than defeat. Wenmang, who has survived in the Bjornomet longer than you expected? I'm happily surprised, not surprised, but I'm happily surprised that Permia is still in it. I'm glad. I like her style. And I'm surprised Kuru had to stop. That Kuru didn't want to continue. That was an upset. Bjorn Workshop, absolutely, absolutely. There's no question about it. Like I said at the beginning of this, or today on this stream, it has to be a part of an artist today in the industry. If you are not, you will not work. And that's why I'm so intrigued by this, because I want to help my friend Dado, obviously, but also help all of you. And I also want to figure it out for myself, obviously. I mean, whatever information I will find to help you guys, of course, I will use for myself as well. No, I'm not stupid. But it's really important that everyone do think about things like this, because it is now a standard. And that's one thing I learned from Americans being Swedish, and being Swedish, you are very like stoic. You allow your work to speak for itself. You are not the bragging type person. So in 2004, when I was exposed to American artists, or 2001 to 2004, when I was exposed to American artists, I was surprised about the amount of boasting. Like they were like, "No, I am one of the best." Like, but are you? I always thought. But then I realized it doesn't matter if they really are, because their approach to it is the fact that they will have exposure. Who is the best artist? There's no one being the best artist. But if someone says this is one of the best artists around, you go, "Ooh, that's one of the best artists around." But you can't measure it. You don't like, okay, you see these statistics? I'm 2.7% better than anyone else in art. Like, what? But the fact that that marketing and that push that, and then me being the Swedish dude saying like, but look at my art, I'm better than this artist. But they are more known, and I had to realize that I don't. No one knows that I'm in the corner of in my room in the corner of Sweden somewhere doing art. If no one sees it, they can't. I can't be a part of the discussion. So I had to realize I got to make myself a part of the discussion, and I had to learn to adopt back then like American philosophies of self promotion, and it's true, and even more so today. Yeah, it's true. All right, let's. I think it was a very interesting discussion today, and some very interesting comments. Let's. Oh, Coldberger is online. Let's raid Coldberger art. He's a cool guy. How do you spell his name? Oh, it's actually Burger. Coldberger. All right. Thanks, Zelin. Thank you, Bjorn Workshops, for coming. So, as per usual, I'm gonna raid Coldberger. Make sure you give him some follows. Apparently, you can't comment unless you follow. But as I'm gonna do the outro, and after the outro, take us to the raid. So stay tuned. Have a great night. Good night if you're that part of the world. Have a great day if you're this part of the world. See you guys tomorrow morning for another warm up with more brainstorming about subjects. Have a great one, everyone, and bye.